Hi everyone, Donna here. Welcome back to my channel. I have been trying to script these a little bit better, but this one I didn't want to. I want to talk a little bit about COVID-19, and I want to talk a little bit about the payroll protection program. Whoever came up with that name should be smacked. It's hard to say. So, how do you account for your loans from the payroll protection program? How do you account for your disaster funding from the CARES Act? I saw this as a question on Facebook, and it actually hurt my brain because the asker was saying, is that a payroll expense? No, it's not. These are potentially not guaranteed to be, but they could be forgivable loans. So here's how you account for them. When you receive the funds, you enter them as a liability. If they are going to be paid back, if the terms of the loan, when they are issued, is to pay them back over longer than a year, you enter them as a long-term liability. Okay? Because at this point, we expect that you're going to have to pay them back. That is the case if it's a payroll protection loan. That is if it's, the payroll protection program loan, it is a loan. That is the case if it is a CARES Act disaster relief loan. Now, if you get these forgiven, we hope you do, then you have your accountant or bookkeeper, if they are able to do this, enter a journal entry that transfers that money. You don't want to just go in and transfer and just change it. You actually have to document the change, okay? So you put a journal entry in, and if you do not know how to do a journal entry, don't try to do it. If this is new to you, don't try to do it. You can give me a call. I will fix it for you. You then enter a journal entry to document that it was originally a CARES Act loan or a payroll protection loan, and you then move that money, okay? So you reduce the amount of the loan, and then you increase your other income. This is important. This is not your ordinary income. Okay? You do not want this lumped into your sales. You do not want this lumped into your ordinary income, the income that you generate as part of doing business. You do not want it lumped into your operating income. You want it in a whole separate category, and you might put it under other income in QuickBooks, and even then rename it something as income from CARES Act disaster relief, income from payroll protection forgiveness, okay? Because once it's forgiven, it is now income to you, to your company. I have not yet looked to see, and I'm not even sure they know yet, if these are going to be taxable to you. But you do want to put them in other income. You want to label them very clearly what the other income is from. You do not want to lump this in with your regular ordinary income, or you will absolutely be taxed on it. And you want to make sure that you document this absolutely correctly. These payroll protection loans and the bridge loans and the CARES Act, these are not expenses. Okay? You enter it, you put it in as a liability, you then credit your cash account so that your cash account goes up. Whatever that is, that would be your bank accounts. And then you pay your expenses out of that, and then you try to prove later that, yes, I paid 75% of my PPP to payroll, okay? But receiving the payroll protection money is not a payroll expense. It is not a payroll liability. It is an ordinary long-term liability because unless you get it forgiven, it is an SBA loan that has to be paid back. Okay. That is, really what I want to say. You also have to make sure that you are documenting everything. If you're working with the SBA, it has to be documented. And that means journal entries. That means you need to have a bookkeeper or an accountant working with you to make sure your books are straight. And ironically, the worst books I've seen were run by a CPA. So that's what you want to see. And it is critical. It is absolutely critical that you have all of this accounted for correctly and that you can defend it later, because you are going to have to be able to print out reports, take them to the SBA and say, this is what happened to that money. If you cannot do that, you will have to pay it back. And that means you're going to be in a deeper hole than you were before this whole lockdown, shutdown, whatever it is, started. Okay? If you would like assistance getting an SBA loan, preparing for an SBA loan, accounting for an SBA loan of any kind, whether it's related to the CARES Act or to payroll protection, or if it's just a regular SBA loan, please reach out to me. I would love to help you with this. I am able to do this very quickly and easily. So I was explaining to a new client yesterday that he asked how much I charge per hour, and I said, you do not want to know what I charge per hour. You want to know what I'm going to charge you per week, because some weeks it may take me a little bit longer than others, but you're also paying for 25 years of experience and 4 years of study so far. And I graduate in a year. And you said, you're paying for my education, you're paying for my experience, you're paying for my knowledge, you're paying for me to know how to do things that you don't know how to do. So don't ask me how much it is an hour. Let me tell you how much I'm going to charge you. And he was really happy with that. So totally understanding. I said, I know how to do some of this in 5 minutes, but it's going to take you 2 or 3 hours. What's it worth to you? So that's it for today. Hopefully, here in Utah, businesses will be reopening this weekend. I'm really excited about that. I'm still baffled at this whole thing. I won't go into any further detail on that. If you are getting ready to reopen, if you need help with your books, if you need to get things organized and ready to go so that you can reopen with a clear conscience, we do have very affordable rates. Please let me know. I am here to help you. Thanks. Have a great day.